Let me start by thanking all of you for coming siku ya leo to this function, a very important function. I think it's the fourth or the fifth launch. The first one was in Mombasa, where the 5 counties of Mombasa, 6 counties of Mombasa participated. After that, we went to Eldoret, where the 7 counties from Kericho to Turkana participated. It is true. We then went to Kisumu City. I don't know in Kisumu you must say city. So we went to Kisumu City, where we were privileged to have the acting ambassador with us. In Kisumu, we launched the Nyanza Kisi ones. After that, where did we go? After that, we went to Kakamega. This week, Monday, we went to Kakamega. And today we are in what used to be called Central Province. That is a program that we take very seriously. And that's why we run around ensuring that these things take off. And to prove to you, it has the full support of the government of Kenya. If you recall, you may recall, Madam President and Mr. President, when this program started, we were scared of you. We thought you were overthrowing us. Because when you put young people in a room and under a tree and in hotels, and you talk to them and excite them, they can be extremely dangerous. So those of us in my age bracket were nervous. Extremely nervous. Then you created titles we don't understand. At village, president. County, president. National, president. In fact, I bring you greetings from the national president, Miss Wanasha from the coast. She told me, when I come here, I must bring greetings to all of you, her subjects. I'm saying these things because my officers do not understand these things. They're just seeing a little thing here. It is very big. There's a national, and your national president asked me to also tell you, during her recent visit to the US, where she was for 2.5 weeks, she learned a great deal about how systems of the youth work and conflict resolution work in the US. And that she was going to come and visit you and teach you what she learned where she was in the US. I've now passed the message of the president. Tumupigieni makofi for the message. You know, I'm an old politician, and in our days we had to praise Moi. So since you have a president, I have to do the same. Because Lydia, that president was elected from the village, then the county, then national. And she's very qualified. And she's from the coast. And she's a woman. And she's only 23 years old. These young people are very dangerous, but they're very good. I've come to know them. And that's why, after we had found out you actually not dangerous, after we did our homework, we found out you are very good boys and girls. That is why you saw that this, you know, Banda PS, Kenyans do not know government until they see the DC. I'm a minister of the Republic of Kenya, but they don't recognize me as. So I'd like to thank provincial administration. He's going to another engagement, but he's coming back. That shows you there's full support of what is called government. because we no longer fear you. We believe you are part and parcel of Kenya, and we believe that you can and will make a contribution. Those of us in my age bracket used to say, you are the leaders of tomorrow. We find it difficult not to say that for some of us. So you are the leaders of today. Now, to be a leader, you have to prove yourself. So you have an opportunity now to remove us from positions because you are now ready. So what we are going through the Sacco movement is one of the ways of teaching you to be responsible citizens from when you are very, very young. Then you can overthrow us and remove us. So because we now believe, after I have trained you, not before I've trained you, after we have trained you and we have watched you for a year to grow up, and those who are 34 then disappear. Until that has happened, you might become leaders of tomorrow, but you are capable, and I know you are leaders of today, and what the government is doing is offering you the opportunity to be that leader of today. I'd like to bring you special best wishes and thank you to my colleague minister in charge of immigration, Waziri Kajwang. He reported the following, and I quote, "In the areas that I was expecting to register 10,000 ID, because of this program of young children that has gone on the country, and it has a name, it is called My ID, My Life. Because of the program My ID, My Life, Kajwang found out the following, after extensive studies from the field. Where he had been expecting 10,000 young people to get ID cards, he was shocked, and his officers were shocked when it appears that up to 30,000 young people registered themselves. I'd like to encourage you to continue so that every young person who has just turned 18 has an ID card. I recently visited in Eldoret when we were launching a program like this, and the privilege of being taken to a village bunge that is constructing roads. They want tenders from government. As you know, it is government policy to give 10% of all its tenders to youth. The problem the government has been having is, how do we organize young people? How do young people become credible to benefit from the government policy of 10% of all contracts? So I was a very proud old man 2 weeks ago in Eldoret when I visited a youth bunge which had competitively won a tender to make roads in Eldoret. And I saw roads being made, and they were earning 250 shillings a day. And they were saving 50 shillings for this new Sacco that we are launching on that day. So it looks like the government departments, all of the ministries, can learn a great deal. Previously, we had a policy up there in Nairobi, 10% of all tenders shall go to the young people. But we did not seem to have a system of implementing it. Now you have a chance. Because you're in groups, between our ministry and Ministry of Youth, Madam, I'm sure we can find a way of beginning to help them to teach the other government departments at our levels that we have a structure where the young people can participate fully and benefit from those tenders. Because why are we creating into SACCOs businessmen and businesswomen, and the government then refuses to give you business? You must learn to compete. So one of the things we are doing is to help you become leaders of today, and also learn how to compete with old men like myself who will block you from every corner. We will ensure that you don't get any tender. We shall say those are little girls and little boys. We shall use, they have no money, they are broke. There are many things we shall say about you. Our job is to organize you, encourage you. If we can hold your hand, take you to a government ministry, to a government department, if we can do that, That is what we are paid to do. Next week in Manchester, UK, the Kenyan delegation will be traveling this weekend. There's no country on earth that will report it has brought on board about 1 million young men and women into the corporate movement, except the Republic of Kenya. It is you who have made that possible. I shall also say that without an animal called Mercy Corps, which has worked day and night to make it possible, I would not have achieved that goal. And you know, it's unfortunate that elections are in March, because we normally have awards at KICC where ministries that have performed very well are rewarded. Because in my performance contract I said, I shall bring very many young youth into the movement. This year I'm confident I would have been #1 2013. It's unfortunate we are going home before that happened. When we started, this thing was scared. They are even sabotaging it. They were not understanding it. We sat down with them. They understood. They are the best ambassadors that I have. They've worked day and night. They've gone around and they've understood it, and they are very supportive. So my officers, thank you very much. Yeah, because it is said, it's rumored, 70% of you, of the Kenyan population is you. Last elections, we succeeded in misusing you. And you allowed us to misuse you. We are going into another election period, and it has started. And you know the temperature, political temperature, is now high. You've seen how we politicians are everywhere looking for votes. I hope because now you have some money in your pocket, that this project is going to take off quickly, not slowly, quickly. And I hope the organizers are going to ensure, even as you save, they will come up with ways of helping you, as you save, to also add something, so that you are rich before the elections.